Welcome to the Angus Report, a news program for cattle producers.
From American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, we bring you the week's top headlines, including some record-setting numbers for choice beef.
A slow start to warmer spring temperatures could have market effects. We talked to Daryl Peel of Oklahoma State University.
An Illinois conference fosters leadership and career development for women changing the face of agriculture. And we celebrate Mother's Day with an Oklahoma mother and farmer who, like so many, has dedicated her life to agriculture.
This is the Angus Report. Hello, I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
Our top news this week. Choice beef prices for March set a new record at $5.22 per pound. That's up more than 7 cents from February and more than 24 cents from this time last year. Average in-store prices for ground beef were set at $3.84 per pound in March. A University of Missouri analysis also shows average prices for slaughter steers reached the second highest level ever at $126.50 per hundredweight. Meanwhile, USDA's forecast for world meat production suggests 2013 global production will be up 0.5% from 2012, but U.S. production could drop an anticipated 4%.
A slow start to warmer spring temperatures has affected livestock production and markets. And that's according to Oklahoma State University's Daryl Peel, who says warmer temperatures and spring grasses didn't arrive soon enough to alleviate feed costs for some cattlemen. The result, short-term herd liquidation earlier this spring.
You know, there's such a contrast between this year and last year. We were ahead of schedule last year, warmer much sooner than usual. This year we're exactly the opposite. We're much later, slow to green up. We are finally getting some moisture that's relieving some of our at least short-term drought concerns. In fact, we've seen increased beef cow slaughter the last 2 or 3 weeks over last year's levels. We would expect to be down from last year and significantly down from last year if we weren't in fact liquidating. And I think we are seeing some short-term liquidation here simply because some of these producers have run out of resources before they ran out of winter. You know, once we move past this, we'll be watching that beef cow slaughter number very carefully to see how much it drops back down and give us hopefully an indication of whether we are continuing to liquidate or perhaps stabilizing the herd as we go through the rest of the year.
With today's high operating costs, it doesn't take much for profit margins to narrow. That's why the right herd bull can mean all the difference when it comes to your bottom line. Predictability becomes paramount, and as American Angus Association President Phil Trowbridge explains, tools like genomic-enhanced EPDs allow cattlemen to reduce their risk. In a series of spring meetings scheduled throughout the Northeast, Trowbridge notes more and more commercial producers are looking toward the organization's selection tools to safeguard their profit potential.
We've had great participation from our commercial breeders and our breeders in general. We talked about bull selection and different things that we can offer from a breed standpoint as far as EPDs, carcass merit, the size of our database. We're talking about the best way for them to market their cattle, whether it's feeder cattle or if they're finishing cattle, from health management to knowing your genetics to better record keeping. I can't overemphasize just how important it is for commercial people to get an opportunity to understand what the American Angus Association is doing. If they have questions, they need to utilize the staff in St. Joe.
Cattle producers have until May 20th to sign up for another popular Cattlemen's Boot Camp. The American Angus Association and Clemson University will host the educational workshop June 3rd and 4th in Clemson, South Carolina. The event is sponsored by the Angus Foundation and is intended for both seed stock and commercial producers. Visit angus.org to register or for complete information regarding Cattlemen's boot camps.
Consumer trust is key to beef demand, according to Dr. Gary Smith, Professor Emeritus at Colorado State University. He says producers must do a better job of telling their stories in order to gain consumer trust. And that can mean sharing their values on everything from proper animal welfare to a quality eating experience.
The ways that we can communicate most effectively in telling our story are probably getting our young people engaged in using the social media, and then preparing the people in our industry to be masters of beef advocacy, for being the faces of farmer and rancher and production, having people that represent our industry that can really create trust on the part of the people who want to buy our product. I think the reason certified Angus beef has meaning to people is they believe the people who grow that, the people who actually harvest the animals and distribute the beef, care about quality and about doing the things that are right. And then the product performs. Certified Angus beef performs when you eat it. I ate some earlier this week, and it performs. And so you can trust it. You can pay more money for it, knowing that you're going to get an exemplary eating experience.
When the Angus Report returns, Paige Wallace reports on higher beef prices and related consumer pressures, both here and abroad.
And we share how one statewide organization helps women get the most out of their careers in agriculture.
Visit Angus.org to continue watching this episode of the Angus Report.
The Angus Report is brought to you by Merck Animal Health. Why not prevent respiratory disease before it steals from your bottom line? Vista Once protects your calves with the most complete respiratory disease coverage available. And Vision Blackleg vaccines can add 14 pounds per calf at weaning. Contact your veterinarian or animal health supplier today.
Recognize this? It's your $1 per head beef checkoff investment that does all kinds of things to help make sure consumers feel good about buying your beef. Like working with chefs around the world to create new beef recipes and put more beef on the menu. Or educating healthcare professionals about how beef fits into a healthy lifestyle. Or by helping you share your beef story with those who have questions about where their food comes from. Get to know your checkoff and start sharing your views at mybeefcheckoff.com.
At Merck Animal Health, we are dedicated to improving the health and well-being of animals through innovative science-based solutions, products, treatments, and services to ensure a dependable, affordable food supply. From cattlemen to consumer, from farm to family, we're with you every step of the way. We work where you work. What drives you drives us. It's your livelihood and our responsibility.
We've used Select Sires for a long time, probably for the last 25 years. Their service is second to none.
Select Sires has a lot of bulls that are balanced trait bulls that really fit our needs. We've always had really good conception with it, and I think they've got a real nice lineup of sires.
They like bulls that have all the economic traits, all the numbers that we're looking for, whether it be calving or carcass. And they put as much emphasis on structure and phenotype as any company we've worked with.
We all have essentially genetics that have something to offer to a lot of people, and that's where service differentiates the very good ones.
For superior service and superior genetics, visit SelectSiresBeef.com.
Schiefelbein Farms is all about family. Schiefelbein Farms is one of the largest registered Angus herds with more than 700 cows. Schiefelbein Farms is customer service. Our customer buyback program ensures top dollar for our customers' calves and ensures the use of high-quality Schiefelbein bulls. Schiefelbein Farms, changing the way seed stock business gets done. Learn more at www.schiefelbeinfarms.com.
What's one more calf worth? You make a big-time investment in genetic improvement, so why not get more calves? It starts with VitaFerm Conceptate with the AmaFerm Advantage for just 2 to 4 cents more a day. Feeding VitaFerm Conceptate before breeding season gives your cows the nutrition they need for improved conception rates. Plus, AmaFerm enhances digestion of feed, improving body condition, a critical component to fertility. So if cattle prices as high as they've ever been, what's one more calf worth? A lot. VitaFerm Conceptate. This stuff is good. Learn more at VitaFerm.com.